what I just learned in 45 minutes and how it can apply to your life. We're going with the fully interactive Facebook Live today. We're going to take as much time as we need to because I've completed my brain dump. I've completed a majority of my tasks, my high priority tasks for the day. I've exercised, I've completed my daily 8. So I'm here to enlighten you and hopefully empower you to take some steps towards living a higher quality of life, possibly even living in your blue zone. And I had the fortune of going to my aunt's house yesterday for dinner with my kids. These guys are in their 70s, and after dinner, first of all, full-on Lebanese style dinner. We're talking kidney and salad and grape leaves, all the good stuff. And I had to be very careful because I am now on 2 days of raw foods. Raw foods meaning nothing that's been cooked, nothing that has been temperamented with or filtered or packaged. And super important that anytime you get ready to go on a juice fast, you eat raw foods before and after so that your body can adapt to the lack of solid foods because you're pretty much going to go on liquids. So this is post-workout, post-training smoothie here, and I've got some almond milk. I've got a little bit of MCT oil. This was huge. My boy Matty Steinkamp out there for all my vegetarians or vegans who aren't eating red meat and you're not getting the appropriate iron. This is spirulina. I said it right, spirulina. Anthony Powell, my man, hey, it's time. I came and saw you. I want to schedule basketball. I've been balling a lot lately, so I want to come out there. Let me know when. Send me a text message. Post-workout smoothie. Here's what I learned in the past 45 minutes. First of all, everybody works differently. Hey, come here. Everybody works differently. Everybody adapts. Everybody creates. Everybody is different, obviously. And we can't all run the same way. We can't all function. We can't all have the same systems that work for us. And I'll use my wife as the example here, and she'll probably end up watching this or tuning in because she's my greatest critic there is. But she runs the way that I run automatically. Her mind and her brain is able to adapt and create and follow through and execute and deliver without having to do things. I'm the 8 gig. I'm the 8 gig version of productivity. So sometimes I gotta have written billboards. I gotta have notes, sticky noted. I gotta have sticky notes, sticky noted on my sticky note. It's true. Sticky notes are all over. I gotta have visible reinforcement that the work I'm doing is getting me somewhere, putting me somewhere. So once a week or whenever I feel like it really, I do a brain dump. Brain dump. Today is Tuesday, March 14th, 2017. I had a to-do list, top priority to-do list. One of these things was to write why you would buy my book that I'm writing. Why? Why is that an important question? Well, it's a question I have to answer. It's a question that any author has to answer is why is somebody going to read your book? And I sat down, went to town on it, set my timer for 25 minutes because that's what I allocated before I would take a mental break. Got up, did a lap, wrote the gardener a check, made a cup of coffee, sat back down, another 25 minutes, 2 25-minute blocks, Pomodoros, my man Tommy Baker calls them, and I was back to work and I had knocked out these 2 things. What I then did was I took an audible version of it, I read it out loud to myself, I then tuned in, listening to what I said, going for a walk around the block, walking my dog, multitasking, right? Very low level multitasking, which is okay because I don't have to focus too much attention on a specific task because I just focus so hard on why somebody would write my book and who this book was for. And what I got out of it was ultimate creativity. So because that was such a success, because I hit one of my key indicators here of the things I needed to do today that were a top priority, Stephanie Woods, sticky notes, yeah. Steph just walked in the house. Big shout out! Stephanie Woods, allowing me to create more space, to do more work, to develop and become greater. And I appreciate you and thank you for that. And it's kind of weird that I'm saying that to you, but you're in the other room. But hey, it is what it is. So I got this super uber duper creativity done with. I was able to check it off my list. I was able to get this big piece of work done today on a Tuesday. I know how much time I have to do the things I need to do, and today that was one of those things. And then I gave myself a mental break and I went for a run. And in that run, I didn't necessarily know exactly where I was going to go. I was going to go around the block, but in that brain dump of a run, I listened to only music. I saved my podcast and my audibles and my education and my phone calls for when I'm walking. But when I'm running, I gotta listen to some Drake, I gotta listen to some Black Beatles, I gotta listen to some Tupac, some Jay-Z, I gotta listen to, what else did I have in the speakers today? Oh, a little bit of Pepper, and of course Snoop Dogg. Been a lot of Snoop Dogg in my life lately, and you know, it was good to get back to it. So, I'm running, but I'm also thinking. And in the past, I've actually stopped to text myself or put notes in as to what I was thinking about. But now, I just come home. And if it's important, it'll stay with me. So my brain dump for today, and the reason why you should allow yourself to have a mental brain dump, but do something. Do something with all of that information that's just kind of floating around, or even desire, content, whatever it may be. I stopped by two people's in my 5 miles, in my 45 minutes, I stopped by two different people's offices, right? One of them, as I was running by on Bell Road, made me think, I gotta go in and see this guy because I want to take my mastermind to go see him because he's a black belt in karate, and I think it's a great idea if we spend one of our roundtable sessions together in a mastermind setting, punching the shit out of each other. So I stopped by, said what's up to my man Tyler. He wasn't in, I sent him a text. A visual response that I was there. I sent him a photo that I was at his front door, sent him a text, we connected, great, later on. Back of my mind, I'm going to come put that in because in June, one of our mastermind roundtable meetings is going to be punching the shit out of each other. Because I hope that anybody in our program, we say, hey, this is what we recommend. Get a punching bag, get a couple pairs of gloves, because when you start to feel that rage come on, at whatever it might be, you can go and let some of it out. It's also great cardiovascular training, plus who doesn't want to be tough as shit? So, brain dump number 1, stop by, boom, reflect, send a photo, back of my mind, I'm going to go and do that work. Brain dump number 2, I stopped by a client's office, one of my boys, Decker Carson, who is in my mastermind group, and I just gave him a shout out. He wasn't there, but if he was, I would have given him a big ass sweaty hug and said, hey, have you exercised today? Hey, what'd you eat last, right? That's the extreme accountability. If we're talking about the blue zone, and I was gone for 9 days, away from my home, not in my own bed, not in my kitchen, not in my studio, and I realized one of two things, that we surround ourselves by the people, the places, and the things that give us the greatest ROI, return on our investment. Right? So my wife and I moved here from Los Angeles in 2007. We had a 10-month-old, and we moved here originally because we kept getting outbid in California as newlyweds on $800,000 to $900,000 pieces of shit in neighborhoods that weren't that great. Fast forward 9 years, we continue to live here. Even though our pay scale has gone up, we could probably live anywhere we want to in the world because of this community, this blue zone, this safe haven, this place that we choose to call our home and associate ourselves with is called the Blue Zone. If you don't know about it, I wrote a blog. When I go back in, I will put the blog, Luke Kayyem's Blue Zone, in here, but it talks about surrounding yourself in communities, close, only doing the things that pick you up, enlighten you, give you positivity for me, for purpose and passion. But it's true. I eliminated traffic. I eliminated watching football, right? I sacrificed those things in order to have more time to do the things that I want to do that not only pick myself up, but my family, my friends, my community, and my tribe. So, there was a car accident. Holy shit, all that happened in 45 minutes? Yes, you can Google it. Frank Lloyd Wright and Thompson Peak. I'm waiting at the red light. Pow! Truck hits a car, Cadillac. Holy shit. Time to turn and turn into helpful mode. Hey, you okay? You okay? Great. I'll call 911. Sit back, traffic, Boom, 911. I call 911. The guy who got into the accident called 911. All of a sudden, he starts asking me, hey, did you see? No. I didn't see any of it. I'm not here to be part of your insurance claim. I'm here at this moment to make sure you're okay, and now I must continue on with my run. So I kept running. Brain dump. Holy shit! Watch out for that corner, because people seem to always get into accidents on the corner of Frank Lloyd Wright and Thompson Peak in North Scottsdale. Came back. Started thinking about the wildflowers. Took photos of these wildflowers. Took flowers, pictures of flowers. Tatted up. Taking pictures of flowers. Yes, because they're absolutely beautiful. And it started to remind me that spring is the most beautiful season of the year. It's the most beautiful here in Scottsdale. It's the perfect temperature. I love being outside. Holy shit, I'm more productive in the spring. Holy cow, I'm more productive early in the morning till early in the afternoon. Holy cow and shit in one sentence. This is the most productive that I am in this month of March for some reason each and every year. I'm like a bear hibernating. It takes me a couple months to really wake up and get going. But now that we're here, we're in March, man, I got to take this opportunity to get a lot of things done. And I am, which is great. So hopefully that inspires you to find your season, to find your day. Look, on Sundays, since the beginning of my life, I've never really wanted to do anything. It has nothing to do with religion or preference or football. It really has to do with just the end of the week, and I kind of grind on a Monday through Sunday schedule. So I'm an entrepreneur. I work every single day. It doesn't change. Sometimes I work Sunday nights. But Sundays seem to be that day that I really kind of tone things down. Fridays as well. Friday, not Friday night. I like to work late Friday night because I know I'm going to get up early Saturday. I'm going to sleep in on Sunday. And Sunday sleeping in is like 7 a.m. So if you're following me in the program and you know about the 8 ways to show up each and every single day, one of those 8 ways is getting your ass up and getting moving in the morning, because you will become more productive. And I talked about a book last week called The Miracle Morning, which is a game changer. If you don't have it, pick it up. But you look at any high-level executive, professional athlete, Navy SEAL, I don't care, super, uber, duper productive, they get up early. There's an exception. My man Mark Lutz is out there, one of the most productive guys I know. He's a master technician. He works late, really late, and sleeps a little bit late. Doesn't really like those early morning workouts. Adjust to what you and your body does best. All right. Mastery. Every single day is a masterpiece. That reminded me. Today, I'm on fire more than I was yesterday. Yesterday, I was on more fire than I was on Sunday. Sunday, I ran a half marathon and then drove for 7.5 hours. So, you talk about brain dump. I really don't do anything anymore when I drive except for listen to podcasts or music. And in this case, I listened to Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week. I highly recommend it. There's an Audible on YouTube. It's free, but listen to it. This kind of turns me into the next piece here, which was price versus value. And I actually wrote that down. Price versus value. How important is price versus value to you? And I'm going to put it into perspective here for a situation that happened to me. I was wearing my Oakleys. I went to breakfast with some friends. I left them on the table. I called 10 minutes later. I didn't go back, but I called. They said they didn't have them. They weren't on the table. Somebody got me a pair of $140, $50 Oakleys. So I wanted a new pair of Oakleys. I'm shopping $150. I know the Holbrooks that I want. I know what they cost. I don't get the polarized because I lose them or they get stolen off of a table for breakfast. So I get the $150 one. Still a lot of money for a pair of sunglasses. I then had to do a comparative analysis because I saw the glasses that I wanted. I tried them on. I tried on another pair. And the packaging, the preparation, the way that it was delivered made me think like I'm paying $150 for this piece of plastic that comes in a plastic bag versus Game Changers, $150 here from the Apple Store. Not only was my experience amazing, but these bad boys have allowed me to do more with my time, which to me is worth the utmost in anything that I do. So I opted with the $2 glasses, didn't buy anything because I knew I had these, and in the back of my mind, I think, okay, if for some reason I lose one or both of these, I would rather get another pair of these than a $150 pair of Oakleys. Now, if you work for Oakley, or you're a professional snowboarder or skateboarder, and you want to send me a pair of Oakleys, please private message me. and I will give you my address. Otherwise, pick value over price, and you always get what you pay for. In the sense of the Oakleys, I didn't pay for them. I didn't get them, so I didn't pay for anything. But in my mind, you always want to shop value over price. And my man Richard Shields was a big proponent of that. That's all I got. That's a brain dump and a half. I kind of like the flow of this. It happened a lot faster, a lot smoother. I'm going to give you 60 seconds to ask me a question. Yeah, Aaron, sunglass sponsor. I wouldn't mind being sponsored by Oakley's. Okay, I got one for you. Here we go. I'm wearing a shirt for a video company, social media company that was big about 1.5 to 2.5 years ago. And it was called Blab. It was before Facebook Live. And I've always been in this live space, doing live competitions, doing experiences, going into different places around the country and streaming competitive fitness competitions. Everything from the Optathlon here in Scottsdale to the Europa Games in Florida, and we were having these third-party devices to stream. Fast forward, Blab comes around, and Blab is a room of 4 where somebody's the host, and he can host or entertain. Well, I wanted to break in. I wanted to break through. I wanted to be an early adapter. So I jumped in right away, and I saw these people were doing these marathons, 10, 14, 24-hour marathons, on live video from their computer. And I'm like, wow, these guys are fucking idiots wasting all their time doing that. And then I realized what they were doing. And I thought to myself, shit, I got endurance. I can do that, right? If Joe Schmo selling some downline on some kind of, app or some kind of food supplement, people are following him and chasing him and conversating with him, right? I can do that. So I did it. 34 hours. Don't know where the video is. I tried to get a hold of these guys and ask them because I had it recorded. 34 hours. 34 hours of live broadcast. I think I'm in 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes right now. I don't know, but I have endurance. So Be Live TV, I see you out there. I haven't utilized you yet. I'm going to do one this week, but if you're watching this, I can go. I can go, I can go, I can go. So if you're looking at somebody else who might possibly be a great host for one of your shows, you can reach out to me, Luke Kayyem, at Luke Kayyem. This is what I call shameless self-promotion, and it's okay because it's on my line. Luke Kayyem, Master Lifestyle Coach. Make it an absolutely amazing and great day. Don't forget to brain dump, different than brain fart. Brain fart is when you don't really know what's happening and you can't get it out. Brain dump is when you take it all out of your head and put it on paper. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow.